and welcome to History, the Untold Stories. Throughout history, there have been many, many interesting stories to tell, much too many to tell all in one sitting. I have 4 that may indeed sound controversial at first, but are none the less true. Just don't ask anyone or look it up afterward, because that could result in bad things happening. Contrary to popular belief, Justin Timberlake did not in fact write the song, "I'm Bringing Sexy Back," nor did he bring sexy anywhere at all. Jesus Christ was the first person and only recorded to have ever brought sexy back. This led to his writing of one of the first hymns, Bringing Sexy Back. Timberlake merely rewrote this sacred hymn. However, much of the evidence has been lost proving that this was indeed a hymn of the time. This concludes our segment on Jesus Christ and the first hymn. Let's jump forward 1800 some odd years to the late 1800s. This is a story I like to call The Truth of Batoche. We learn that the Battle of Batoche was a battle between the primarily French Métis people and the Canadian government, and that it was at a location called Batoche, hence the name, Battle of Batoche. However, a little known fact is that the area did not actually get the name Batoche until after the battle, so why was it called the Battle of Batoche? During the time, the French Métis were often around English-speaking people, allowing them to better develop their English linguistic skills. However, due to their French accents, they continued to pronounce things differently. A popular slang term during the time among the Métis was batoche. It was derived from the English words touch and butt, touch, or batoche. Although many pictures we see depict a battle, it is because most of the people who actually saw the battle were simply too embarrassed to paint what actually happened. If you look closely at some pictures, you will notice the soldiers are not actually fighting, but are actually cropping a field on each other's rears. This led to the name Batoche. Now it is time for our final 2 stories. These take place during the Batoche era, and one of them is actually partly because of Batoche. We learned that the Great Camel Catastrophe was when Englishmen brought around 100 camels over to BC in hopes of helping with construction in the rugged terrain. The camels simply did not survive the harsh environment and all died out very quickly. We did not learn is that the Great Camel Catastrophe was also the first instance of bestiality. Although it is impossible to tell who committed the first act, police sketch artists of the time believe he looked something like this. Or this. This leads us to our final story. Although the first instance of bestiality was during the camel catastrophe, the first instance with a horse was sometime close to the Battle of Batoche. Louis Riel, Métis leader, self-proclaimed savior, local nut, and horse humper. The battlefield was a lonely place for soldiers, and those who refused to touch each other would follow Riel's example and hump a horse. Here's a picture of Louis Riel and his trusty steed and lover, Clover the horse. Although not much is known about their short-lived affair, it is safe to say they did not harbor any children together. After Riel's execution, it is believed that Clover moved to Alabama and settled down with a human barber while working at a brothel. This has been whatever the fuck I called it. Good night.
Alright, Scurvies! Listen to this then. It was on the good ship Venus, by Christ you should have seen us. The figurehead was a whore in bed and the mouse was a Batman penis.